welcome back. It has been almost a year since I've made a video. Not too sure why that is. I guess I just got caught up with doing other things, okay? But I'm not sure how many of you have seen any of my previous videos. There's only a couple, but you would have seen stuff like this. Basically, you're not going to be seeing many of those videos anymore because I'm pregnant. So I guess this video is just going to be a bit of a Q&A catch up. It's been a long time. A lot can happen in a year, obviously. Okay, we've had the COVID stuff. Everybody's, you know, been in quarantine. And now I'm pregnant. So I'm almost 30 weeks, which means that my little boy is due at the start of January. Yeah, so I've got a couple questions here from just some of my followers and friends that have given me through Instagram. So I guess I'm just going to go through, follow them, just to answer some of your questions about my pregnancy so far. Okay, so question one is, how has the pregnancy been? Like, has it been smooth or have you had any issues? I've been really lucky. It's been a very smooth pregnancy. I have had absolutely no issues at all. Everything has been so perfect. He's growing, developing amazingly, and it hasn't really restricted me too much until recently. I didn't have any symptoms at all until maybe 15-16 weeks. I didn't have any morning sickness or any of that, so I was very lucky. And then it hit me like a truck. Okay, I'm so exhausted. I've had the worst acid reflux. Just everything else you can think of probably has been hitting me more so in the past, you know, the second half of the second trimester and the start of the third trimester now, rather than at the start. Question two is, what's it been like watching your little man grow through the months? And honestly, it has been really surreal. I've got a pregnancy app on my phone. It's called Pregnancy Plus, I think, and it shows you like every week how he's growing, what he's developing, which is really cool to know, like what he's doing, everything like that. But it never really hit me like the big picture of it, because I'm just seeing like little development things, little growth every single week, checking in, until probably just my scans. Okay, I got a scan at 15 weeks to find out the gender, and then I had my morphology scan at 20 weeks, and that was a big difference there. You know, I could definitely see more features, see more of him, which is insane. And then I just got another scan done last week, which is just to get a 3D scan, just to try and see some of the features of him. And he looked like a baby, like it was insane. So I think, you know, those bigger gaps, you know, seeing the differences there is so surreal and crazy. Okay, it really like puts it into perspective more, rather than checking in every couple of days or every so often on my app. You know, it's very different things. Question three is, what is the hardest part about the pregnancy so far? I'm gonna be honest, probably giving up so much. Okay, it's been pretty hard. Okay, I've had to give up some of my favorite foods. Okay, I don't know. Most of my friends would know I used to be a sucker for a good McDonald's McFlurry, and you're not supposed to have any soft serves in pregnancy, so that's been really hard. Also, I used to play AFL. That was amazing. I used to train twice a week and play games, and obviously I can't do that being pregnant because it's a very full contact sport, so that's been pretty hard as well. Other than that, everything's been pretty good. Question four is, what is being pregnant actually like? Like, how does it affect your daily living? Yeah, so other than having to give up all these things, which, you know, is a given, okay, obviously got to give up alcohol as well, and most of you would know that I was a big partier. I used to go out every single weekend, multiple times a week, and that was a big part of, you know, I think my persona, and when I'd catch up with friends, is drinking, okay, going out partying and clubbing. So obviously that's going to affect it if that's what you're into. What else is, it's probably towards the end of the second trimester onwards, it is exhausting. It is so hard, and it's very restricting, okay, as your belly starts to grow. It's hard, okay. I have had to get my lovely boyfriend to help shave my legs now, okay, and he's putting cream on my feet and helping because sometimes they'll swell up depending how much time I spend on them each day. You know, getting out of bed is hard. Rolling over in bed, it's so hard, okay. And I've heard everybody who's pregnant say that before, but I was like, oh, you know, maybe I don't know, it doesn't really hit you until you're in that situation, and it's exhausting, okay. I'm getting out of breath just trying to roll over in bed. So, you know, but it's worth it, okay. I'm hoping. Okay, question 5 is, what physical symptoms, pains, cravings have you had? So again, I didn't have any at all for the first 15-16 weeks, and then it was really just I had a bit of nausea, and I think that was because my body started to get exhausted so easily. You know, I was only getting that nausea on Thursdays, Fridays, you know, after the end of the working week, okay. I did work in a pretty high demanding job. I was on my feet for, you know, 8 hours a day, okay. We often did do overtime as well. I was working in a meat factory on a production line, so it was a bit of heavy lifting as well. So I'm not sure, maybe if I was doing a different job position I wouldn't have got that nausea, but I do think it was just an exhaustion thing towards the end of the week. Pains, I get pains, okay, everywhere. From the start, I even had some cramping, which is really stressful if you know that you're pregnant, okay, and then you're getting this cramping, which can sometimes feel like period cramps. It's like, oh no, is something going wrong? Is something happening? But now, as I'm getting further along, the back pain is crazy, okay. I have got a posterior placenta, which means that a lot of the pain in labor is going to be through my back, and you know, I don't know, I'm not an expert in this stuff, okay, but I feel like it is carrying it more in my back and it hurts, okay. It's very restricting. Cravings, I haven't really had a lot of. I guess I crave things for maybe half hour at a time and then it goes away. But I think the one consistent thing that I have been craving is mangoes, and that was really hard for me towards the start of my pregnancy because it wasn't mango season. We're only coming into mango season now, so that was really hard for me. I was like, I just want some mangoes, someone get me mangoes. I was basically living off of mango sorbet then, which is the next best thing. And then, you know, my grandparents, they just live about 15-20 minutes away, and they had a couple mangoes in their freezer from last mango season, which they were lovely enough to let me have. Okay, but now we are in mango season, so it's wonderful. We've always got mangoes here because I've been going through them like crazy. Question 6, what was your reaction when you found out that you were pregnant? Okay, so I think I didn't really know what it entailed, you know, so I straight away off the bat was just super excited. I was over the moon. I was like, yes, but I think in saying that is because I was just like, oh, babies, they're so cute. I've always wanted a baby. I've always wanted to be a young mom, okay, I always have. I've always wanted to have a baby. I've always wanted to be pregnant, okay, and my boyfriend, you know, we've had that conversation, so I knew that he was on the same page, okay. He was always happy to have a baby young as well. He was ready whenever we were, you know, whenever it happened. But I think because of that, it didn't really hit me maybe until 12 weeks, which was just before we announced it to everybody, other than like our close friends and family. We did a social media announcement. And I think it really started to hit me then, and I was getting these dreams about babies and everything, and I was kind of just like, oh my god, this is real. Like, this baby isn't always going to be a baby, it's going to turn into a teenager. And I think those reactions are entirely different to each other, you know. But my reaction when I first found out I was pregnant, I was so excited. I can actually remember I was living in a little share house with my 2 best friends and my boyfriend, and he was in the lounge room, and I've just like walked out holding this pregnancy test, and he's just like looked at it and he was like, no way. He did not believe me at that point. But he was so excited as well. It was a very very positive dark line. So yeah, it was crazy. And then I can remember telling my girlfriends that same day, just because I couldn't keep that from them. Okay, me and my boyfriend had the conversation, we're like, we're not going to tell anybody, and then I told the girls. So you know, everybody's been so excited, supportive when they first found out, you know. Okay. Oh, question 7. What were your parents and brother's reaction? Okay, so my mum's reaction, I told her first. Okay, I told her a couple days after we found out. She was in the study doing work, and I was so terrified to tell her, and me and my boyfriend were going back and forth just outside the study going like, come on, it's time to tell her. And I was like, I can't do it. And then I eventually just walked in, and I was just like, we've got something to tell you. I know it's like big, it's crazy, but you know, we're excited, we'd really like your love and support through it. We're pregnant. And I did that same speech for my dad as well. Obviously they had different reactions, but my mum was first of all obviously shocked. She was a bit startled. Okay, I am 19. I hadn't been with my boyfriend for too long, so she was a bit shocked, and mostly she just wanted to make sure that that is definitely something that we wanted first. And not long afterwards, she just straight away was kicked into like so excited. Okay, this is their first grandchild, so she has been so excited and supportive of me ever since. She just really was that concerned, shocked at the start, made sure that that is something that we wanted, that it was something that we wanted to follow through with. So yeah, she has been amazing through it all. My dad, he was a little bit different at the start. Okay, so me being his only daughter and only being 19, you know, him being a little bit protective over me, he didn't have a lot to say. Okay, we told him, and it was kind of, he didn't say anything, and I can remember freaking out and being like, can you please say something? And he didn't have anything to say. He was very at a loss for words. Okay, and I can remember talking to my mum about it, and she'd spoken to him afterwards, and she was saying, you know, he just wants it to be right for me. And you know, it took a couple weeks where it was kind of like big elephant in the room. We didn't acknowledge it, didn't talk about it. And then he's really pulled through. Okay, he's amazing. I'm actually in the baby's nursery at the moment. It's not finished yet, but he has been doing all of the renovating. Okay, he's painted the walls blue for me. He has ripped up the carpet. He's put down flooring boards. Okay, he is amazing. Okay, and I know deep down that he is excited and that he cannot wait. But yeah, obviously they had different reactions. Okay, they're just going through, it's a big shock for everybody. My brother's reaction. Okay, so my older brother, we were never too close growing up, but we got closer I think after I graduated. So there's 2.5 years between us, and after I graduated we started working together. So he also works at the meat factory on the production line, and you know, so we were always carpooling, and we got a little bit closer because I think just, you know, that age bonding. There was that bit there as well where I wasn't quite 18, so I was his Tesla driver when he wanted to go out with friends and things. And I was so scared to tell him, okay, because he is very judgy over a lot of things I do, okay, and he thinks that I'm just, how do I put it, just an idiot. He thinks, you know, he knows that I do have this responsibility. I was always very academic in high school. I've always, you know, done the right thing, but in saying that, you know, sibling bonding, he obviously just always thought that I was a bit of an idiot, okay? And I was just so scared to tell him because he's my big brother, you know, he's, you know, I don't know what it was. I think I was just getting in my head, really. Yeah, I can remember going into my mum's room one night, and I was like, look, my boss, he really wants me to tell Braden so that we can tell everybody else at work, so that, you know, everyone's, make sure that I'm not lifting too heavy, doing too much around the site. He, you know, really wants Braden to know. And Mum's just looked at me, and I've gone like, what? And she's like, I told him last night. And I can just remember thinking, oh my goodness, I have like been talking to him, and this whole time he knows that I'm pregnant, and I didn't know that he knew, so he's looking at me like, his pregnant little sister, and it just wasn't acknowledged. Okay, yeah, so that was a little bit crazy. Then a few hours later I went in his room and he was just like, congrats on the child, by the way. And I was like, oh, thanks. And he goes, Mom said that you were worried about me thinking you're an idiot. That's true, I do think you're an idiot, but not for this, you know. So he was happy. He was very supportive of me, which was amazing. Okay, my little brother's reaction. Okay, me and my boyfriend picked him up and took him to get ice cream one afternoon. I just like sent him a text after school. I was like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I was like, okay, want to come hang out with me and Jazz? And he's gone, what's the catch? And I was like, oh no, there is no catch, you know. And then I called my mum and I was like, hey, just letting you know, me and Jazz are gonna come through, pick Caleb up, we're gonna take him for ice cream, and we're gonna tell him. And she was like, okay, cool, no worries. And then I found out as soon as me and mum's like stopped talking over the phone, Caleb's walked into her room and has gone like, Monique's inviting me out for ice cream now. She's about to come pick me up. I think she's up to something. Like, why would she do that? Which is pretty funny, because it is not something that I would usually do. Okay, so I understand that he was a little bit in shock about it. In saying this, he is 12 years old. Okay, so I didn't really know what else to do for him. And so we were sitting down at just the harbour down near where we live, with our Cold Rock ice creams, and I've kind of gone, I've got something to tell you. You're gonna have to be a big boy. It's got a bit of responsibility with it. He's kind of gone, okay. And I've gone, you're gonna be an uncle. And he's like, what? And I don't think he quite understood, just because it hit him, you know, all at once. It's a lot to take in. So we've kind of gone, yeah, I'm pregnant. And he's just sat there and he's gone, wow. Which was really funny. Okay, it's a good response, I think. And ever since, you know, I think it took 10 minutes for him to really, you know, that shock to sink in for him as well, that he's gonna be an uncle. Okay, and then ever since, he's just always loved cracking jokes about how hormonal I am and how, you know, anybody's gonna say the wrong thing to me and I'm gonna kill them, apparently. Okay, so he's been really great through it all as well. Okay, there were a lot of questions about the name for the baby. Okay, we have not settled on one. We have got a few. Okay, we've settled on some every now and then, but then we've agreed now just to keep throwing in name ideas. Okay, we've written down a list. We've got like 3 that are our top favorites, but we're not settling on one until he's born. So we're not really telling anybody those names except for our closest friends, our family. And we're just going to wait and see when he comes out, see which one suits him best, and then we'll make a decision from there. So we're not going to announce any names or anything like that. Okay. Question 9 was, what is the best part of the pregnancy so far? I think would have to be just the amount of love and support which has come out from everybody. Okay, being a young mom, you know, all of these things can be really, really, really scary, and I think having that support has been one of the best possible things ever. Okay, all of my friends, all of my family, okay, grandparents, Jazz's side, his family, okay, I have never ever been shown this much amount of love and support through everything. Okay, it's been honestly so, I'm so blessed and so grateful for it all. Okay, another good thing about the pregnancy so far is, I think, gaining contact with people that I lost contact with. Okay, there's so many people, especially from like high school or like family friends, that I no longer kept in touch with just because I got too busy, or, you know, we were just caught up doing our own things with life. Okay, you announce that you're pregnant and they reach out and they say congratulations, and it really gives you an excuse to talk to them again, you know. And I think that has been amazing as well. Okay, it's been so good to sort of rekindle some of those friendships, you know. I've missed a lot of them, you know. It's been really, really good. Okay, the next question is question 10, which is the last question. Are you going to continue studying after the baby comes? Okay, so I am on my 3rd course because I keep dropping out or deferring. Okay, I cannot decide what I want to do exactly. So I have been doing interior design, which is great. Okay, I've really enjoyed it. However, I've deferred it now, just because it was getting too much, you know, planning, you know, getting exhausted after work, being pregnant, all those things. So it really did get too much, so I've deferred it now. I'll decide if I want to go back or not, or I'll start another one again, or, you know, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. I'm really taking this time now. I've just stopped working. Okay, I would have liked to work longer, but it just really got too much for me, being exhausted. Okay, my back standing up all day, it was really, really hard. So I'm really taking this time now to focus on what I want to do with my life. Okay, I've been focusing on a lot of like the hobbies that I used to have. So a lot of my artworks, I've been doing a lot of drawings and, like, you know, experimenting with that sort of stuff. I'm just kind of taking out time for myself to focus on myself, figure out exactly what I want to do, and I guess we'll go from there. Yeah, so they are all the questions that I have been given. If you've got any more, make sure you comment, or you know, send me a message on Instagram, something like that, and maybe I'll I'll make another video, or I can, you know, I'll answer them. Okay. But that's all I've got. I think that wraps up most of it for now. Okay, I don't really have a lot more to say, I don't think, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, give this video a like, thumbs up, you know, subscribe if you like the video. I will be sure to post much more videos now. I swear, now that I have got time, I will be posting more frequently rather than 4 times and then disappearing for a year. I won't do that disappearing act again, okay? I'll keep on it. I'll try make more time for this channel. Anyway, thanks.